Hello everyone, David with Avid Geek here. Thought I'd do a side-by-side comparison of the iPad 2, which is the white 16GB model, Wi-Fi only, with the brand new iPad 3rd generation, also 16GB Wi-Fi model in black. So I have everything kind of pretty much the same here, both on the same network and everything. So you know what, let's start off with some photos, because the screen is the big difference between the two. At least in my opinion, that's the major difference. The text and everything else you can see a lot clearer on the new iPad. I'll demonstrate some of that in a little bit, but let's start off with photos here. Initially it doesn't look like much, especially over the internet and through the camera, but in person there's a huge difference with color and contrast when it comes to the new generation iPad, as well as the camera. So the screen, the camera, and the graphics. But let's take a look first at a web page. So here's Apple's iPad web page, the resolutionary. So let's see if we can go ahead and zoom in on these pictures and see if we can see some kind of a difference here. And I'll kind of explain as we go along. So here, I don't know if you can see it through the camera or not, but the color difference between the two is really dramatic. I mean, you can tell the difference. Initially, when I just saw the new generation iPad by itself, I saw that there was some difference, but not enough to really stand out to me, or didn't give me that wow effect. But now that I see them side by side, I've had a little bit of time of comparing them last night, there's a big difference. The color comes out a lot better here. They come out richer, more saturated, the contrast is better, and things just come out a lot clearer. I don't know if you can see it here, but I guess the pollen of the flower itself just comes in really clear compared to the second generation iPad. Let's see if we can get some text here. So for me, as I'm standing here looking at both of these, I can see that the text is really blurry when I'm zooming in on the second generation iPad on the white here. You can see that there's pixelation on the sides of the A. Over here on the new generation, you still see a little bit of pixelation, but it's a lot cleaner. It still looks really crisp and clear. On the O here, in the resolution, and here I can see that this is way better. The third generation is way better. It's just amazing and how clear that comes out. It makes a huge difference. I don't know how that affects reading time, as far as, you know, if you're reading books and such, if it puts less strain on the eyes. I'm assuming it would, but I don't do too much book reading on here. The camera on the new generation iPad has a 5 megapixel camera. I didn't really see any difference with it initially. Once again, it didn't really blow me away, but when I compared the two, because I don't really take pictures with the back camera, I have my phone for that, which comes out way better than the iPad, so I never saw a need for it. But for those who do use their tablet as a camera to take either video or still photos, there is a big difference, and it might be one of the reasons why you want to upgrade. So I took a shot here at my desk using their own cameras, their own built-in cameras. And I don't know if you can see here, but the logo here compared to the logo on the black, it's a huge difference. And yeah, actually you can see it on the camera. This is all fuzzed out. The icons here on the left, you can barely make them out. If you're looking here on the new generation iPad, the lines are still really crisp and clear. You can zoom in and it looks great. The icons on the left hand side of the screen, I can actually make out what they are. So that's just a huge difference. And if you look at the top here, my little grunt with Sonic is completely fuzzed out. I can't see his eyes. I just see a glop of white and like pink for his face. Or over here I can make out his eyes, I can make out his ears, make out his face, and the rest of his body. So it's just, there's a huge difference. The Android guy is completely blurred out here. It's completely washed out. I mean, the camera here is just terrible, but this is actually really good. A huge leap from what it was in the previous generation. So even here, the blue on the Android figure is a lot cleaner on the new iPad. It's a lot deeper as opposed to this one where it's a little washed out. The wood green is a lot better and not clear on the iPad 3rd generation. I don't know if you can make out the lines here on the back of the desk. This is all fuzzed out, and even his head, it's all kind of fuzzed out. it's not a clean line whatsoever. This is still a little fuzzed out compared to what we have now with cameras, but it is completely different than what I'm seeing here. So let me go ahead and go into Tiny Wings. Let's take a look at that and see if one loads faster than the other, just to kind of test out the speed. Should I hit them at the same time? iPad 3rd generation 1 by like a fraction of a hair, not too much. Alright, let's take a look at Google Earth, see how that works. Let's try this at the same time. 1, 2, and 3. And let me type in a location here. Let me type in Disneyland. See what happens here. Alright, let's do a search and go. Both about the same, not too much of a difference here. This actually loaded up the icons a lot quicker. This, I am not, there they are. Now I see the icons. Just took a while. But not really any difference as far as the speed of pulling that up. But once again, this will kind of depend on your internet connection, how fast your speed is. But other than that, like I said, the text looks great. There's a huge difference in text with this. The screen makes a huge difference side by side. Alright, now let's take a look at YouTube. Let's take a look at a video here. Let me go into YouTube here. Now this is John Rettinger's unboxing of the 3rd generation iPad. Just play them both.
Network. Let's go ahead and take a look.
There's a little bit of a difference in the screen as far as the video quality itself, but let me lower that. They both look good. There is some more clarity obviously over here in the new generation with the new screen, but they both look good. Nothing looks bad on it at all. Alright, well that was my comparison of the iPad 2 with the new iPad 3rd generation. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments or anything at all, just leave it in the comments section below. And stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.